From Alfond Arena, the Maine Black Bears open another Hockey East weekend after a 4-game winning streak was snapped last time out. They'll look to start another tonight against the Vermont Catamounts. Welcome to our Black Bear pregame show presented by Hammond Lumber Company, a fourth-generation family-owned company with 34 locations and over 1,200 employees across Maine and New Hampshire. For more information, stop in or visit them online at hammondlumber.com. Now from our Twin City Tire and Service broadcast booth, alongside Mike Toole, I'm Jeff Mannix. Allison Willette is the third member of our crew. Well, last weekend at UMass, Maine went from scoring 6 times and winning by 4 to scoring none and losing by 4.
Yeah, tough end to that series for Maine. Tonight, a chance to get your game back in order against a team that has trouble scoring goals. Could be frustrating for Maine, though. Vermont blocks a lot of shots. Maine's going to have to use their energy, their forechecking pressure, and try to overcome a stout defensive structure.
Let's look at our players to watch tonight, presented by Oakhurst Dairy. Kindness, goodness, Maineness. For Vermont, it is a first-year defenseman who's a Los Angeles Kings draft pick, Caden Harrington.
Yeah, he's an attack-first defenseman with strong skating skills and puck-handling skills. He loves to join the rush and create offense from the blue line. He's got that pro frame, 6'2", 205, and that comes in handy in those down-low puck battles along the boards. He's strong on pass completion, puck retrieval. He's calm under pressure, efficient in zone exits and transitions. So, in short, he's got an impressive skill set, particularly for a freshman.
On the Maine side, it's the guy who got a hat trick in the win at UMass last week, the junior forward, Josh Nadeau.
Well, where do we start with this guy? I mean, I guess it starts with elite vision and playmaking. He's got exceptional hockey IQ and creativity. He thrives on quick puck movement and give-and-go plays, and he's so good at manipulating defenders with speed changes and deceptive passing angles. He's really good on the power play. He's the quarterback back there. He works off the half wall, sometimes along the blue line, and he's really good at shooting, changing his lanes, puck deception in the offensive zone. He's got that dangerous quick release.
And now our keys to the game, presented by Quirk Hyundai in Bangor. There's never been a better time to test drive that Hyundai you've always wanted. Visit Quirk Hyundai of Bangor.com today.
Well, Maine thrives when they gain puck possession with their aggressive forecheck and outworking opponents. But having said that, you got to start fast. Secondly, you got to dictate the pace. I'd expect Maine to push the tempo early, use their depth to wear down the Catamounts. And then lastly, leverage your offensive leaders, guys like Josh Nadeau that we just talked about, and Justin Poirier. Getting the puck to him in space in the offensive zone is going to be critical in this hockey game.
The Maine Black Bears and the Vermont Catamounts will drop the puck on a weekend Hockey East series next. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. It's Hockey East on ESPN+, the first of a 2-game series between the Maine Black Bears and the Vermont Catamounts. It's time for the Uniform Report, presented by UniFirst, proud supplier of uniforms to the University of Maine and businesses throughout the state for over 50 years. Maine wears the home white sweaters with the navy blue and light blue trim, the cursive Maine across the front, the navy blue pants, and the white helmets. Vermont wears their away sweaters tonight. They're green with the gold numbers and letters. Vermont in block lettering across the front from right shoulder to left hip. Tonight's starters are presented by Martin Surplus and Salvage with 13 locations throughout Maine. You'll never have to say I should have bought it when I saw it at Martin's. Across the front for Maine from left to right, Owen Fowler, Sully Sholey, and Miguel Marcus. The defense pair, Luke Coughlin and Brandon Chabrier. In net, Albin Boya, 8 games played, a 5-2-1 record, 2.49 goals against average, .896 save percentage, and 1 shutout. The starters for Vermont, forwards left to right, Daniel Sambuco, Thomas Sinclair, and Dawson Good. The defense pairing is Jax Wismer with Philip Tornquist. In goal is Aiden Wright, 8 games played, a 3-5 record, 2.59 goals against, a .926 save percentage, and no shutouts. The opening faceoff was brought to you by Maine Trailer, the official trailer and storage container company of the Black Bears. As it's Zach Felak looking to clear the zone for Vermont. Can't do it yet. Philip Tornquist up the board. Strand lost it in his feet. And that's grabbed and shot deeper by Max Scott for the Black Bears. Justin Poirier looking to dig the puck free. It's lifted out by Sambuco all the way down, and that's an icing against Vermont. Just underway from Alfond Arena. Vermont Catamounts 3-5 overall, 1-3 in Hockey East. Maine 6-3-1 overall, 3-1 in Hockey East after a 3-0 start. Maine comes into the weekend just 1 point off the Hockey East lead. Vermont at the moment is buried in a tie for last place with UMass. Face-off won by Maine. The shot misses Wright's net, and it scaled the glass and went out of play. Justin Poirier had that one-timer drive off the clean win by Scott.
It was a clean win right off the face-off, and Poirier in good shooting position, top of the circle, on the left wing side a little bit, and gets a good shot away, but fired that shot high. It had some steam on it though, and he is a shooter. We know that. 9 goals in 10 games so far. That's really good for anybody, let alone a freshman.
Now Scott tossed from the draw, so it's going to be Charlie Russell to take it instead. And Maine still able to win it. Poirier got it toward the front, banks back to Max Scott, tried to angle it in front, cut off nicely that time by Filak. Now a shot taken by Scott is turned away by Wright and cleared out by the Catamounts.
Well, he beat the defender and then wheeled to the front of the net. The defender, it's dropped his stick, put it right on net. Charlie Russell right there on the doorstep. Good opportunity in the early going, right off the face-off. Maine doing a good job off those face-off wins. Doing the hard work down below the goal line.
So now back to get it, Sebastian Tornquist. And Vermont's on the puck. It's Cedric Guindon. Sent ahead to Michaels. He'll try it in and out of the glove of Boya, but he swept it out of the crease ahead of Sebastian Tornquist. Now a shot by Colin Kessler denied by Boya. And Poirier has the puck.
Yeah, tough defensive sequence right there. Maine had 3 guys around the puck carrier. They're in good shape, but they're on the wrong side of the puck. And they allow him to wheel to the front of the net and get a good shot away on Boya, who had to make the glove save.
Harrington up the boards, off a stick, and it does go through center. Jurasevich ahead to Thomas Friel. He'll zip that one around and in. Maine unable to keep it in, though. They'll regroup at center, but we've got a stoppage. 17:38 to go, and it looks like Maine is called for too many men on the ice.
Ooh, unforced error. Hate to see that. Bench penalty, minor penalty. We'll see who serves it, but those are the things that drive coaches crazy, especially when the puck is in the area. You have to be so careful.
Maine bench minor for too many players on the ice
too quickly. Ben Barr does not like the call. He's unhappy with the linesman. And so Vermont will get the first power play of the opportunity of the evening. Just 2:22 into the game.
Vermont's power play ranked in the bottom 8 in all of college hockey this season, just 13%. They've only scored 3 power play goals on 23 opportunities this season. Maine's penalty kill, 36 of 47 for 76.6%. Maine takes another early penalty here in a game, something Ben Barr talked about before the game tonight, something that he wanted to avoid for them. We've got a whistle because of a high sticking violation against Vermont, so that'll put the faceoff back in the Catamount zone.
Well, it's a bit of a lucky break. So Maine will get a little bit of offensive zone time short-handed. They send out Owen Fowler on the draw, and Josh Nadeau in the shooting position.
Vermont able to control the puck. Guindon worked that back for Jax Wismer. Wismer through center, drops that one back off for Strand. In comes Strand, finds Guindon, fanned on the shot, got it out front, hopped off Boya's stick, but he's able to trap it.
Well, the delayed entry gets them the good zone entry that they want, and they get it to Strand. He gets a good shot, or Guindon, from the left point, or the left circle, I should say. And watches it comes over to Guindon, and he gets it right on the net front. There's 2 green sweaters in front. That's Kessler. Doing battle in front there is this is a good chance. Off an excellent zone entry. Maine backed off, allowed them a little bit of time and space to make a play.
And the one-timer by Kessler. Boya in good position off the pass from Harrington.
Yeah, nice pass by Harrington. Put it right into his wheelhouse. Kessler, one-timer from distance. Probably not going to score from out there unless you get more green sweaters in front, but there is someone right there looking for a rebound. And that's Guidon. Top of the crease, looking for some spare change that wasn't forthcoming. Alvin Boya hangs on. It's not going exactly the way Maine had hoped in the early going. Looking for that fast start, but so far, Vermont with the early power play chance, generating some good offensive quality scoring opportunities.
Vermont has to regroup after Harrington's shot was blocked out of the zone by Friel. Wismer drops back for Kessler. Strand lost the puck. Kessler able to recover it. Kessler off the outside of the goal, and it lands to the other side of the net where Langlois gets it and clears.
Well, Kessler does a good job on puck retrieval. That's a little bit of a loose puck. He's first on it and generates a little bit of an opportunity to get it to the net front.
Sebastian Tornquist around and in. Picked up by the Catamounts. The shot by Philip Tornquist blocked by Holt. Nadeau collects the puck, pushes to the blue line, and Fowler gets it all the way down. Final 30 seconds or so, Vermont's power play. The first opportunity of the game. That's Ethan Burrows bringing in. Burrows between the circles, loses to Russell. Charlie Russell with some room on the right wing, cuts it inside, drops to Yuzero. The backhand shot blocked wide by Philip Tornquist.
Pretty good setup for Maine, even though they're shorthanded as players jump up into the offensive rush. That was Yuzero coming late. Good job by Russell to find him.
Back to 5-on-5. Vermont failed on the first power play. It is Russell looking to center, cut off by Sinclair, and Sinclair able to push the puck ahead to Good. Dawson Good in a 3-on-2. The shot, Boya with the stick save on Sambuco. Now Forgione tries, doesn't get it through, cleared out by Kamara.
Vermont gets a 3-on-2 rush, and Good gets a good pass over. Great save by Boya, short side, has to make a blocker save.
Already 6 saves for Alvin Boya in the first 5 minutes, but here comes Maine. That's Friel looking to set up Nadeau, didn't quite work out. As back to get it, Jaden Lipinski. Coughlin to Nadeau, tips that one into the zone. Lipinski goes to get it. Jaden Lipinski in the corner, banks back for Coughlin. D to Chabrier. Brandon Chabrier right to Nadeau. Nadeau needs a little help, able to get that down low to Friel. Thomas Friel. Nadeau turned and tried to get it in front. Sinclair cut it off. Lipinski to Nadeau. Josh Nadeau looking and can't get it through. Friel was set up but tied up. And now Vermont the other way. A save made by Alvin Boya that time as David Sacco rushed down the right wing. Brandon Chabrier to Nadeau. Josh Nadeau lifts it in, takes a hit. It's on right. He decides to smother as we go just a little below 14 minutes to go. And that brings us to our first break in the action. Vermont has 7 shots on goal already, but it's still scoreless. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. Tonight's game at Alfond Arena is sponsored by KeyBank. This year, KeyBank is celebrating 200 years of business and 200 years of doing business in Maine. Today's local business of the game, presented by the City of Old Town, is Canoe. Enjoy the romantically industrial ambiance, craft cocktails, and locally sourced Americana cuisine at Canoe in downtown Old Town. Open for dinner service Wednesday through Saturday and brunch service Saturday and Sunday. Just saw the men's basketball team being honored on the ice. They're about to have their home opener on Sunday against Quinnipiac after an appearance in the America East Championship game last year. As we're about set to go once again, we come to you from the Twin City Tire and Service broadcast booth. I'm Jeff Mannix. Mike Toole is alongside me. Allison Willette is the third member of our crew. First of 2 games this weekend between the Maine Black Bears and Vermont Catamounts. Second one is tomorrow night. A little bit of a later start for that one at 7:30. Of course, that's to allow the clearance of football traffic tomorrow. It is the final home game for the Maine Black Bears, at least in the regular season, riding a 6-game winning streak and playing for the conference lead in CAA against the Rhode Island Rams.
Yeah, pretty exciting what they've done the last 6 weeks after a pretty tough start. Really thought this was going to be a long season, and great to see Jordan Stevens turn that team around, and they are riding high. Should be a great game tomorrow. Looking forward to it.
It's a 1 o'clock kick. Fowler to the front. Nobody on the receiving end for Maine. It's Langlois.
What time do you want me to pick you up?
Good play. Score! Sully Sholey found the loose puck, and Maine takes the lead.
So important to get pucks to the net, and that's exactly what Maine does. Sully Sholey is, he's got a great pair of hands. Watches Langlois just funnels this through, comes across to Sholey. He's in tight, and he's on his backhand, and he lifts it up over the goaltender. This is a great goal scorer's play right here. See, as it comes across, he's on his backhand, he just chips it up over Aiden Wright, puts Maine up on top, even though Vermont has carried the play in the early going. Maine finally got their offense untracked. Spent a little time in the offensive zone. As we always talk about, so important to get pucks and bodies to the net, and that time it pays off.
Second goal of the season for Sully Sholey. Assists likely to go to Miguel Marquez and Jeremy Langlois. 6:29 the time of the goal. Just the 3rd shot on net for Maine on the night. Vermont already has 8. But that's been the story for the Catamounts this season. Coming into this one, they've only scored 11 goals in their first 8 games, all by different players. That's an average of 1.38 goals against, or goals per game. Only one team in all of Division I hockey has a lower scoring average. That's Mercyhurst.
Well, that, and they don't generate a ton of shots. That hurts them, and what they're having trouble with is the finish around the net. They've generated a couple of quality scoring opportunities in the first 6 minutes of this period. Unfortunately, Albin Boyas seems to be back on his game. We've talked a little bit about him. His numbers are not what we're used to seeing. .896 save percentage, a little high on his goals against average. We're used to seeing a little bit better from him. It's not that it's terrible, but it just is not up to the standard that we've seen Albin Boya achieve over the last couple of seasons. And this would be really good development for Maine if Albin Boya can be the Albin Boya that we are used to seeing.
Maine looks to dig the puck free. That's Anthony Calafieri into the lineup tonight for an injured and day-to-day Thomas Pichette. Sebastian Tornquist with the puck for the Catamounts. Almost turned over to Komarov, but a good little poke check prevented that. Boya knocked that one down. Loic Usero takes the puck. Usero over the red line, whips around. Lipinski looked to collect it. Friel does. Lipinski tied up a little bit. Nadeau to the corner. Reaching out for it, though, to take control is Jonah Agater. But now it's Langlois shooting back around for Maine. Around that goes Burrows, looked to chop it out and couldn't. Back out to the point. Langlois over to the left. The shot by Nadeau doesn't make it through to right. Philip Tornquist ahead to Burrows. Nadeau almost took it away from him. And now it's Wismer. Sacco. Transfer from Merrimack. Jurasevich, also a transfer from Merrimack. Took it away. Nadeau almost set up. That was Owen Fowler at the far post. Couldn't get it on net.
Yeah, beautiful read by Nadeau. He takes it wide. He knows Fowler's coming. He's got to create a little bit of time for him to get there by taking it wide right. That gives Owen Fowler the extra second to get there. And he throws it across the middle. Fowler just unable to get it on net, but good read by Josh Nadeau. Gets back to what I said about his cleverness and his ability to find people in open space. He's a good passer of the puck. And it was on full display on that play.
Boya gloves that shoot in down as it was a little close to his net. So he will get the whistle. At Bangor Savings Bank, you matter more. Never mind, as we'll take another look at that play as Boya gloved that down. Our officials tonight, the referees are Sam Heidemann and Stephen Woolyard. Trevor Disbennett and Jeff McCorkle are the linesmen. Luke Coughlin, not hard enough to get it around. Max Strand behind the goal. Strand again. Kessler, his shot is blocked. It's underneath Holt. A save made by Boya on Strand, and now Poirier carries out. And is hit into the Maine bench by Strand.
Good leverage on Poirier right at the Maine bench. Got underneath him and just kind of lifted him up over the boards into the bench, and he gets pushed back onto the ice to resume his shift.
Offside was called against Vermont there. The Catamounts are a big team physically, certainly a big team. Justin Poirier, the shortest player on the ice at 5'7". You wouldn't know it though with his 9 goals this season, which is the leading total in Hockey East right now.
Well, he's a pure shooter, and Maine has done a good job over the last few games getting him in space, getting the puck to him in space where he can get his hands free. He's got great instincts around the net. He's a real finisher.
Wright makes a save and hop back out front. Can Maine control it? No, as it's sent out by Kinsman. Chabrier back for the puck. Brandon Chabrier for Owen Fowler. Fowler carries in. Marcus looking for Scholey off the bank. Fowler, Jurasevich, Langlois, Rister, save right. And it goes to Marcus. Jurasevich able to control the deflection. Back up the boards that time by Henry. And chopped ahead. It's a breakaway chance. Boya makes the save that time as the breakaway came from Jens Richards.
He got in behind the defense. A beautiful pass to get it to him, and he's in alone, and Boya has to make a big glove save. That's not something you can allow to happen if you're Maine. You cannot let people get in behind the defense like that, and everybody's sort of puck steering in the middle of the ice in the neutral zone, being unaware of people getting in behind them on that play.
It was Mateo Michaels that had actually snuck in instead of Richards. So now Maine looking to get a hold of it as Gerrois was knocked down. Now he's got it again. Will Gerrois taken to the boards by Wismer as Vermont takes it back. Good to Sambuco. And shot in on Boya that time by Sebastian Tornquist. Lucas Peterson for the Black Bears. Peterson to Holtz. Shoots it in as Harrington takes over for the Cats. Chipped up ahead.
That's fortunate. Icing, but just barely. Still counts as icing, though. Brings it back into the offensive zone for Maine. Chance to reset. They got the Lipinski line out there.
Jaden Lipinski taking the face-off. And now it's Vermont carrying the puck out. It's Strand who gets dumped down near the Maine bench. Harrington. Tornquist. This is into the glove of Boya, and he'll hold on. That brings us to another break in the action. Sully Scholey has put Maine in front with 7:36 left now in the first period. It's 1-0 Maine. This is Hockey East on ESPN+.
To Alfond Arena for tonight's matchup against the Maine Black Bears and the UVM Catamounts. Now, earlier this week, I had the chance to speak to head coach Ben Barr following a split weekend against UMass Amherst. Now, Barr noted that the overall statistics of the team are substandard in terms of penalty kills, power plays, and goaltending, but praises the opportunity to improve in those areas as the season progresses. He has a lot of trust in this young team to build on their foundation of intense and hard-working gameplay and work to focus on the consistent execution of fundamentals to solidify their Black Bear style of play. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Allison. As Ben Barr, Maine Black Bears head coach in his 5th year, definitely does want to see less penalties from his team and definitely better penalty killing as well. He must be happy at least that the Black Bears were able to kill that first penalty off tonight.
Yeah, I would think so. And despite the frustration of taking a penalty like that in the early going and allowing Vermont their first opportunity, the opportunity to set the tone offensively, and they avoid the trouble that would have resulted.
Since back toward the point here, Langlois with the puck around there as it hops toward the front. We've got a whistle and a hand pass against Vermont.
All set up by the foot race win by Poirier against Sebastian Tornquist. Beat him to the end wall and then kept the play alive, tried to get it to the net front, and there you see the hand pass that results. But good foot speed by Poirier to generate that chance.
Vermont comes out. And now it is Kessler around and looking to the front, taken away by Scott.
Well, Maine's got a lot of bodies in front. They had outnumbered Vermont in front. Kessler tries to feed it to Hageder, but too many white sweaters there. There it is.
And that looked like a good chance for Scott, but he lost an edge as he tried to shoot and missed the puck.
Yeah, well set up by Poirier to Scott. A one-timer, he kind of misfired.
Saved by Wright there. He thought he'd hung on to that Poirier shot, but he had not. It is Scholey. And now it's working its way through the center circle. Sacco picks that one up and it's blocked. Owen Fowler brings it through. It's Marcus. Miguel Marcus twists that around for Fowler as Harrington rubs him off the puck. Sacco, Philip Tornquist. Tornquist shoots around. Friel bounds that one through. Nadeau gets it in. Sinclair picks it up. Harrington missed it. Good. Not enough on it to get it out. Coughlin looking for a shooting angle. Has one, but it's squeezed by Wright.
Like the play by Coughlin, improving his angle, moving laterally along the blue line, gets the shot away, but Wright's able to hang on. No rebound.
We got another break in the action. 1-0 Maine. It's Hockey East on ESPN+. At Bangor Savings Bank, you matter more. We're here to support your goals, your journey, and what matters most to you. Visit Bangor.com or stop by to experience banking with heart. Bangor Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Let's Go Black Bears IPA from Orono Brewing Company is the official beer of Black Bear Nation. Fill your steins with pride because a portion of all sales gets donated to Maine Athletics. Puck in the corner. Maine gets it to Nadeau. Now Coughlin. It was in his skates. And Coughlin able to lift it on the backhand down into the corner. Good to Forgione. And now out with it was Henry, but an icing call against Vermont.
Well, Maine wastes a little bit of a good opportunity there. Left wing side, Josh with the puck. He tries to slide it over to Coughlin for the one-timer from distance, but it's not an accurate pass. These little micro mistakes that Maine makes, they don't necessarily lead to trouble, but they thwart opportunities in the offensive zone. And so that little subtle, mistake leads to, nothing offensively for Maine and allows Vermont to gather themselves and get the puck down ice. Fortunately for Maine, they iced it.
And this one's going to work its way to Gerrois, but good back on it off the glass. Glove down, though, by Calafieri to keep it in. It's Komarov. And now Gerrois behind the net. Komarov back out to Yuzero. Jurasevich, wrist shot, tipped just wide that time by Calafieri. Yuzero, left point. Jurasevich, right point. Wrister didn't quite make it through. Jurasevich, that one blocked down in front as well and chopped up ahead. Big collision behind the play as it's shot in by Sambuco.
3 attempts by Jurasevich, just really quality job of getting pucks to the net. The quick release on the first one. Subsequently, he had 2 more opportunities. Maine in the net front, and Jurasevich just throws this into the jungle in front of Aiden Wright. Maine's not able to convert, but very effective from the blue line is Frank Jurasevich.
Maine in the offensive zone again. It is that's Peterson dumping the puck around. Picked back up. Around this goes, and it is Kinsman picking the puck back up for the Catamounts. Richards to Wismer. Filak gets that one in. And Maine takes back over as Vermont unable to generate a chance. Dumped back around by the Black Bears. And out with it again is Strands. Strand dropped that off. Harrington tried from the bottom of the right circle, but it's wide. Kessler to Strand. Philip Tornquist, D to Harrington. And Harrington lost it out to center. Fowler tied him up. Recovered by Kessler, poked away by Marcus, and now shot in by Strand. Lipinski brings in Lipinski, loose puck. And now Vermont comes back out with it. It's Sacco. Forgione, Tornquist. A save made by Boya. Nadeau sends ahead to Lipinski. And it is Vermont back on the puck. Sebastian Tornquist, one of the Tornquist brothers, along with Philip. Philip's the older one. Maine back on it as we hit our final minute of the first period. Peterson to Holtz. Gained the red, didn't get it very far in, at least not as far as he wanted to. Kinsman. And now it's Peterson. Holt to Komarov. Gerrois couldn't get it much beyond Richards, and now Maine is offside.
Yeah, Maine all of a sudden having trouble getting that puck deep, and that's been the key to their success, well, for the last couple of years, and certainly in the early going. When they're able to get it in behind the defense and apply that forechecking pressure, Maine can be a very effective team, but Vermont doing a pretty good job of not allowing Maine to do that quite as often as they'd like.
So the face-off will come right in front of the Vermont bench. As we wait again for the face-off.
Ooh, that's a gift.
As Vermont takes another icing call here.
Yeah, Usuro just not able to quite get there. Looked like he might have been able to play it, but linesman says no. Brings it back, so 23.7 left. Time to make a play in the offensive zone if they can win the draw cleanly.
And once again, a false start on the face-off. Poirier with an open space. Couldn't get it on net right. Got a glove on it to knock it wide. Here's Jurasevich trying to get it in front. It's swatted there, but it's also taken away with the paddle of the stick there by Wright. It's Scott trying one more time. It's through the slot, and that is how the first period ends.
Yeah, I like the end of that period. Maine applying the pressure in the offensive zone. Good opportunities for a couple of guys there. Poirier, glittering chance. Tried to go short side high, and Aiden Wright makes the save, and subsequently they work the puck around, get another chance on net. I like the way they finished that period, Jeff.
So Black Bears have a 1-0 lead through one, despite being outshot by Vermont. Sully Sholey scoring the goal. His second of the season thus far, as Maine takes the lead to the dressing room. And now Allison Willette is on the ice with one of the Vermont captains, Philip Tornquist.
Thanks, Jeff. You're coming off a tough weekend against BC. How do you learn from that and prepare for a weekend like this?
I mean, it's just you got to move on, you know. Like every game matters so much. So once the weekend over, you got to just start focusing on the next one.
Now you're down by one. You got 2 periods left. What adjustments will you make to hopefully find the back of the net?
I mean, you just got to get the puck to the net, get some traffic in front. Got to be a dirty one. You just got to get the puck over the line. Just get people there and just hammer it in.
Thanks. Good luck the rest of the game. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Allison. We are through one period, and the Maine Black Bears hold a 1-0 lead over the Vermont Catamounts. Our Bangor Savings Bank intermission report begins next. You're watching Hockey East on ESPN+. Hockey East on ESPN+. We're through one period at Alfond Arena in Orono, Maine. The Maine Black Bears have a 1-0 lead on the Vermont Catamounts. This is the Bangor Savings Bank intermission report. At Bangor Savings Bank, you matter more. We're here to support your goals, your journey, and what matters most to you. Visit Bangor.com to stop by or discover more and experience banking with heart. Bangor Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. And our game sponsor tonight here at Alfond Arena is Key Bank. And we're in the booth right now with Tony DeSoto, who's the market manager in both Maine and Vermont for Key Bank. Welcome to it.
Great game.
Yeah,
right?
great game so far.
Yeah.
Absolutely, very fun. Well, tell us about Key Bank's partnership with UMaine Athletics.
Sure, we have a great partnership with UMaine Athletics. We've worked with the athletics area for a number of years now and work on a variety of different programs. We've previously worked on the Small Business Spotlight, which rewards local small businesses with a great opportunity to market themselves through UMaine Athletics. And this year we're happy to be able to work with the athletics department again, but this time on a community support program, which we're really excited about.
Absolutely. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, so this year not by chance, but certainly it's worked out well that our award winner this year is Maine Unified Hockey, which is a fantastic program.
Yeah.
Had a chance to meet a couple people with the program this evening, and a fantastic program throughout the community across the whole state of Maine. We're excited to partner with them at UMaine Athletics over the course of the season.
Absolutely. And what can you tell us about KeyBank itself?
Yeah, I mean, KeyBank, we're having quite a year for ourselves this year. This is our 200th anniversary, both across the country, but more importantly here in Maine. We've been in Maine since 1825 and are excited to be celebrating that this year. We continue to be a statewide organization. We have branches from Fort Kent to Kittery, so we cover the entire state and certainly provide services throughout that footprint. So I would encourage anybody, if you haven't stopped in to any of those locations, to feel free to do so anytime.
I'm pretty sure my first penny bank thing was from KeyBank,
yeah,
actually. Yeah, so there you go. Any parting thoughts for us here about KeyBank and about the partnership?
Looking forward to continuing the partnership throughout this hockey season. We have a number of our clients here with us this evening, so it's been a great game so far. Looking forward to the next rest of the game, and certainly in terms of overall Black Bear athletics, excited to see the football game tomorrow too.
Absolutely. Tony DeSoto is the market manager for KeyBank in Maine and Vermont. Thanks so much for joining us, Tony.
Thanks for having us.
We'll continue on the Intermission Report next. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. Hockey East on ESPN+. The Bangor Savings Bank Intermission Report continues. A 1-0 lead for the Maine Black Bears over the Vermont Catamounts as we welcome you back to our Twin City Tire and Service broadcast booth. Mike Toole with me once again on Jeff Mannix. And Mike, Maine kind of started a little slow, but they got the lead.
Yeah, they did start slow, and Vermont started fast and poured shots in on Albin Boya, who has been sharp tonight, and that's a key difference that we've seen in the early going of this season. So they survived the early barrage, got themselves settled offensively, and took the 1-goal lead.
Let's take a look at the first period highlights in this one. It would be Sully Sholey to get Maine on the board first after Vermont had a few good chances on the power play.
Yeah, well, this is a 3-on-1. Daniel Sabuco with a short side attempt there. Maine, this is the play that they scored on. This is Langlois getting the puck to the net. Miguel Marcus gets it over to Sully Sholey. Now he's on the backhand. Look how tight he is to Aiden Wright there, and he's able to chip it up over Wright, and that put Maine up on top. But this is a little bit of unsettling Maine's defense, a little bit porous there. There's a guy gets in behind the defense, gets a quality scoring opportunity on a breakaway. Maine continued the funneling of pucks to the net, which we always talk about the importance of that. It's a good opportunity by Lipinski. He's trying to find Thomas Friel, who's in the blue paint, unable to do so. And Maine goes back to work. It's a good chance. We talked about this one by Poirier. He's the shooter, and he's in good position, a little bit wide, but tries to go short side high, and Aiden Wright's able to get a glove on it.
Yeah, good job there by Wright to make that save on Poirier. There's a look at the first period statistics. Shots on goal advantage Vermont so far in this one, is Maine trying to at least add to this lead.
Yeah, that shot lead really accumulated in the first 6 minutes, and it was a 7-1 lead at one point. Maine slowly closed the gap, got more time in the offensive zone, but quality scoring chances are favoring Vermont. That's not on this graphic. It's 5-2. As I look at the shot chart, 2 quality chances for Maine. They did score on one of them, but 5 really good scoring chances for Vermont in that period. So we'll have to get that cleaned up a little bit, but I like the way they ended the period, with an offensive flurry, and hopefully there's more of that to come here in the second period.
We'll drop the puck on the second period. When we come back, the Maine Black Bears are in front of the Vermont Catamounts, 1-0. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. Hockey East on ESPN+. The teams are about to take the ice for the second period. The Maine Black Bears have a 1-0 lead over the Vermont Catamounts. Let's take a look at our UCU Black Bear quote of the week. It is from defender Rebecca Grisdale from the University of Maine women's soccer team after they won the America East Championship for the 3rd year in a row last weekend. It still feels a little surreal, she says, especially this season because of all we faced. We knew we were going to get to it, but the journey was a bit different, so it's just really rewarding. We don't take that for granted. Thank you to Rebecca Grisdale, defender for the University of Maine women's soccer team. For this week's UCU Black Bear quote of the week, the women's soccer team is at UCF tonight, the University of Central Florida, in the first round of the NCAA tournament. UCF is up 1-0, or 1-0 in non-soccer parlance, at the end of the first half. They are at halftime there down in Florida.
Everything I know about soccer I learned from watching Ted Lasso.
I was going to figure it was from being around me, but oh well.
Oh, I learned plenty being around you, just not much about soccer.
So we are ready to go with the second period, and that second period face-off is brought to you by Maine Trailer, the official trailer and storage container company of the Black Bears. Maine now attacking the goal to the left, Vermont the goal to the right. And it is Holt to poke the puck free for the Black Bears. Back around. Peterson gets there just in front of Sinclair. And now a long pass reaches Sully Sholey. Sholey flips it behind the net. Philip Tornquist onto it first. And Jurasevich to Marcus. Marcus to Langlois. Score! Jeremy Langlois through traffic. And in the first minute of the second period, Maine doubles its lead.
Well, Langlois has been doing a great job all season long getting pucks to the net. It's on the right wing half wall. There's Miguel Marcus. He finds Langlois from distance. Now look at the traffic in front. Aiden Wright cannot track this puck. He has no idea where it is, and it goes through him before he even knows where it is. As you look at it from above, did this go 5-hole? Ooh, maybe under the glove on the right side, not sure 100%, but a great shot, purposeful shot on net, hard, low enough where anybody in front could get a piece of it, could redirect it, but they didn't have to because the goaltender never saw it. So important to get that net front presence, and it pays off for Maine to take a 2-0 lead.
Charlie Russell got there to cancel a Maine icing. Max Scott, now Russell has the puck. Russell whips that around. Strand able to set things up for Sebastian Tornquist, but his attempt to get it off the glass went over the glass, and the faceoff will stay in the Catamounts' end.
Yeah, good start for the period, for Maine, and you know, being opportunistic and you know, taking what's available to you. All the Vermont defenders had collapsed down low. That gave Langlois a lot of time and space to survey and see what was available. As we watch Philip Tornquist leave the ice, he looks like he's in a lot of pain. I don't know if we'll see him back. He's going into the dressing room for some pain management. That'll be a big loss for Vermont because the Tornquist brothers are stout defenders.
Tornquist, the senior, that's Philip Tornquist, again, that went back with trainer Matt Bain. It is Strand shooting cross corner to his left. It's Peterson that gets there first. Friel. Thomas Friel enters the zone, looking for Lipinski, poked away. Harrington able to clear. Peterson to Holt. And Nadeau has the puck, but swept away from him nicely by Colin Kessler. Kessler shoots it. That's blocked by Peterson. Strand tried to work it back out front. Harrington. And now Guindon. Cedric Guindon got that one around. Maine back on it, and it bounds to neutral ice. Josh Nadeau knocks his man down, then shoots it in. Right to Harrington. And a good play here. Michaels to Richards, but Boya makes the save. Good back check that time by Chambrier. Looked like he might have gotten the stick.
Well, when your defense breaks down, it's good to know that Alvin Boya is on his game, and a couple times that's happened tonight.
And now the shot is in Boya's pads. He wasn't sure for a moment, but he did have it as Cedric Guindon is denied.
Well, he saw it all the way, and Maine defenders match up on all the green sweaters in the area. Maine's in good shape here. They've got 4 back, and now you look for options as he pulls back, and that's Jens Richards finds Guindon in the middle of the ice, but Maine's in good position to defend, and there's no rebound, and that's the key to it.
So the draw to the left of Alvin Boya. Agutter takes it for the Catamounts, but lost it to Komarov. Gerrois pokes it into the zone deep and takes Sacco to the boards. Gerrois looking out front, nobody there in a white sweater though, as Agutter comes the other way. Jonah Agutter, the first year, shoots it behind the net. Jurasevich takes him off the puck. Langlois to Calafieri. Calafieri shot it deep. Wismer couldn't get it out of the corner. Komarov laid the stick down. Langlois through traffic, blocked by Sebastian Tornquist, who lost an edge there. Maine shoots it in as the Black Bears need a change. Wismer up the boards. David Sacco all the way around. I guess he did not get a touch on it. They'll whistle it dead for icing.
Tremendous forechecking by Will Gerrois in the left wing corner. Gets the puck taken away from him, but he continues to drive forward, steals it back. Just kind of emblematic of how Maine wants to play on the forecheck. They want to apply pressure. Now, of course, Vermont's a little bit shorthanded on the back end with the loss of Tornquist. So you want to try to pressure those D. Let's see if they throw the third or the extra defender out there. That would be Charlie Kinsman, number 6. See if he shortens the bench or whether he goes with an extra defender back there.
Marcus, Miguel Marcus, behind the net now to the side of the left circle. Fowler twisted a quick shot on net that stopped by Wright. Chambrier at his own blue line, ahead to Fowler. Owen Fowler behind the goal, tried to wrap around. It's off Scholey's stick and just wide.
Well, he was able to victimize Jax Wismer, who lost the stick. And he's waiting for something open up. Wismer can't do anything about it because he's got no twig.
Fowler. This one is out of play. Deflected up and onto the netting, and a little get-together by the Zamboni doors is broken up.
Yeah, that's Harrington, the guy we profiled. There's the play by Fowler. Now watch this. Wismer's lost his stick. Not much he can do. He wheels around, tries to throw it to the net front. Lipinski can't quite get there on the other side, but that puck was available. Dangerous play. Good read by Fowler to recognize he had the defender in a vulnerable spot, and now he's just looking for the best option.
Players spill after the draw. Skating out with it, Zach Filak. Now Kessler for Strand off the outside of the goal. Strand back to Henry. Now Harrington, wrist shot, doesn't get on net. Kessler tried to tip. Henry into the glove of Boya, and he'll hold.
Well, by the time Henry gets this on goal, all the green sweaters had kind of vacated and Maine had taken over. See a lot of white in front of Alvin Boya. And this is the end of the play. Everybody's kind of accounted for, although Max Strand was there. He tried to get a piece of that puck on the way through, unable to do it.
Face off to Boya's right. Lipinski against Guindon on this one. And it's Maine that controls again. Langlois able to skate it all the way in. Langlois hooked a little bit. Lipinski back to Jurasevich. Nadeau getting it out front, and a good save by Wright on Lipinski. A delayed penalty's coming on Vermont, and they have possession. So Maine goes to its first power play of the game on a holding call.
Yeah, I think Josh got held as he was behind the net. He tried to feed Lipinski in front. Might have got clamped from behind, and
Vermont, number 20, minor penalty for holding.
Xavier Henry. Minor penalty for holding, so Maine will get their first power play opportunity with a chance to extend the lead here in the second period.
So the Black Bears going to the power play for the first time tonight, as we'll take another look at the penalty call, which was right there. Maine power plays are brought to you by Versant Power, powering communities in northern and eastern Maine since 1924. Holt whistles that wide. Nadeau looking to go back to the point with it. Sinclair got it out, race for the puck. Poirier able to get there just in front of Dawson Good.
Could have been a high stick there, hit him right in the head.
Friel re-enters. Poirier dumped off the puck by Forgione. Holt sends wide, now back out front. A couple saves there by Wright. The first on Nadeau, the second on Scott. Nadeau again blocked by Forgione. Josh Nadeau to Scott. Max Scott. Poirier sneaking down the slot, but Wright the kick save.
Just a tremendous sequence offensively for Maine on the power play. They got the guy they want in the shooting position, and that's Justin Poirier.
Here comes Lipinski. Lipinski, that one pinballs back to Peterson at the top of the slot. Peterson gets it back from Marcus. Marcus, one-timer! It was partially blocked by Kinsman and stopped by Wright. Marcus walks into it, but misses the net. Fowler for Peterson, looking in front to the bumper, which was Russell, but Vermont got a piece, and it's cleared all the way down by Filak.
Yeah, I think Marcus might have just taken, we've been better off to take the shot a little sooner. He tried to walk in, maybe took a step too many. By then, the defender had got his stick down in front of it, was able to redirect it, but good chance nonetheless. Good power play for Maine.
Fowler, good play out front. Lipinski couldn't handle it, though, and the shot by Marcus stopped. Peterson, the one-timer, blocked by Forgione on Fowler, as Maine's first power play of the night is unsuccessful. That one off the linesman, and that one stunned Trevor Disbennett. He's still hobbled a little bit by the Vermont bench as play comes to a halt as the puck goes over the back glass.
Well, not productive power play, but it was effective, and usually you can get your offense going after a sequence like that. We'll see.
12:44 to go in the second. Maine is up 2-0. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. This broadcast is brought to you in part by Renewal by Anderson, the official replacement window and door company of the Black Bears. Dean's Detailing has been Maine's auto detailing leader since 1971. Renew your vehicle's appearance, protect your investment, and enjoy the ride. Book your appointment at deansdetailing.com. And this broadcast is brought to you in part by University Credit Union, where Black Bears bank, and they want to know, how do you see you? Open your UCU account today at ucumaine.com, federally insured by NCUA.
4 shots on goal in that power play. Felt like more, but quality scoring chances. So let's see if Maine is able to leverage the flow that they were able to generate offensively to 5-on-5 play.
Vermont controls the face-off. The shot attempt, though, by Richards, ricocheted wide. Maine doesn't clear, but it was not handled cleanly in front by Guindon, and that allows Boya to melt it down.
Very fortunate. Guindon got in behind the defense and looked like he was going to have a clear 1-on-0 chance on Alvin Boya, but he misplayed it. So fortunate. Kind of came off the backhand of his stick and slid into Boyer. He's able to cover up. Guidon is shaking his head on that one because that was a glittering opportunity with nobody really around him. Or at least not in a position to defend effectively.
Langlois, as this one flipped up and back into the Maine zone. Langlois to the blue line, and it was out, according to linesman Trevor Disbennett. That's offside Vermont. Buy official fan gear at the official fan shop of the Black Bears. Bear Necessities Fan Shop, open 24/7 at goblackbears.com/shop. That's goblackbears.com/shop. Shot in by Caden Harrington, 4th round pick of the Los Angeles Kings this past summer. Product of the Lincoln Stars in the USHL. Scott gives that to Russell. He comes in. Russell shoots it. And a save by Wright, which was important because Poirier was on the other side waiting for a rebound.
Now he's on his off wing. He's a right-handed shot on the left wing side, and that means in order to make that pass, he's probably going to have to be on the back end. The goaltender reads this. He knows this is not likely to happen, so he gets it into a shooting position. He gets a good shot away, but puts it right into the middle of Aiden Wright. Of course, it was well defended by the defender too. Was in that passing lane. So I think Russell really took the only chance he really had was to take the shot there.
As Vermont picks up the puck, Poirier shot all the way down. Chabrier. And he'll give it to his D partner, Coughlin. Good, strong pass to Poirier. Justin Poirier. As Chabrier able to keep the puck in there as Burrows failed to get it around him. Forgione cut off there by Scott. And now it's Charlie Kinsman. Up to Burrows at the red line. And Jens Richards gets it deep. Vermont getting a line change. Brandon Chabrier. Usero whips that around. Lipinski slows it down, tried to go back to the point, but everybody was changing out for Maine, so they'll regroup at center. Holt shot it in. Wright slowed it down. Henry collected and got hit by Thomas Friel. Nadeau comes out of the scrum with it. Hard around to Holtz. D to Peterson. Peterson wrister. That one hit something in front and went just wide. Dawson Good able to skate it out. Holt ahead for Lipinski. Lipinski now Good. Checked off it by Friel, and Peterson takes over. Lucas Peterson shoots it a little bit high. Bounce card back out front. And now grabbed by Sinclair. He's out with it for the Cats. Around that goes. As Vermont changes again. Peterson tipped deep by Fowler off the end glass. Wismer poked at by Fowler. Marcus back to the point. Now Jurasevich. Langlois. Langlois almost lost it, and the tight angle shot is gloved by Wright. And that will bring us to another break in the action. A little more than half the game played. It's Maine 2, Vermont nothing. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Chick-fil-A. Visit your Chick-fil-A location in Bangor today. And if you're buying or selling a home, call the official home team of the Black Bears, Berkshire Hathaway, the Emily Ellis team, and CMG Financial. These All-Stars have you covered for all your real estate needs, and they make a donation to Maine Athletics for every sale. Tell them Bananas sent you. We come to you live from the Twin City Service and Tire broadcast booth, Twin City Tire and Service broadcast booth, I should say. As Vermont clears the puck up ahead, it's Strand gloving down off the clearance from Sebastian Tornquist. Xavier Henry, Sebastian Tornquist, and Henry again. And in with the puck comes Agutter. Kessler with it now. Colin Kessler, the one-timer. Half slap shot there. It's turned away by Boya. And it's Owen Fowler back around. As Henry just went down on his own, now takes Marcus with him. Henry, Sebastian Tornquist. Coughlin picked it back up for Maine. Gerrois, right side. That deflects wide off a stick. Coughlin keeps it alive for the moment. Gerrois, now it's Strand. And Henry was behind the red. They'll wash out icing, though. As Coughlin looks for the quick up to Gerrois. Kinsman able to give to Guindon. Puck makes it ahead. Richards won the race to prevent icing. Chabrier, a little bit of a dangerous pass, but Gerrois picked it up.
Yeah, you think? Ooh.
Calafieri, now Gerrois, and we've got a penalty coming. I will suspect against Richards for cross-checking.
Cross-checking or boarding as he took Friel into the wall there.
Vermont, number 29. Minor penalty for cross-checking.
Maine will get their second power play opportunity. 0 for 1 so far here tonight. As we get another look at it, is Richards. Well, that's Calafieri, not Friel.
So in the penalty box, Jens Richards, the co-captain for the Catamounts, and Maine goes to its second power play of the game, which is brought to you by Versant Power, powering communities in northern and eastern Maine since 1924.
Maine did a great job on the first power play opportunity, getting into their setup and getting good looks at the net. Several quality chances, generating at least 4 shots on goal, many of them a high quality variety.
Maine is 7 for 43 on the power play this season, about 16%. Vermont on the penalty kill, about 72% now, 24 of 33. Poirier, side of the left circle. Holt back to Poirier. Justin Poirier across there. They got it down low. Friel. Now Scott is stopped by Wright. Poirier whacked, didn't get it on net. Holt to Nadeau. Josh Nadeau. Scott, one-timer by Nadeau, stopped by Wright. Back out front, Nadeau shoots and scores! Josh Nadeau roots it! Power play goal Maine, 3-0 Black Bears.
What a sequence for Maine. Aiden Wright had lost his stick. He got a little bit discombobulated, gets it back, and the down low is Max Scott. He gets it out front to Josh. Wright never saw this puck. Up over the glove, short side, a lot of net to shoot at. Watch as he comes out. He's kind of out far a little bit, or in deep, I should say, and never moved. And Josh, the guy we profiled at the beginning of the show, he talked about how good he is on the power play, and this time he comes in from the right point position. They kind of shorten the field in around the net. Vermont had collapsed down around, and Josh kind of walks in, and what a snipe up over the glove of Aiden Wright, who just never saw this puck.
Uzero, Fowler got a stick to it to prevent icing. Took a Maine hop off the entry door. Uzero scores! It was tipped by Miguel Marcus, and Maine is up 4-0.
Well, I've talked about it many times. Once you have your power play operating at full efficiency, even though the first one wasn't successful, it was very effective, and the second one was successful. Now Maine goes to work 5-on-5. They follow up a power play goal right away with a beautiful shot by Lucero. And Miguel Marquez gets a piece of this on the way through. As we look at it from the top angle, there's Aiden Wright out of the top of his crease. Marcus gets a piece of it. Yeah, nice redirect. Gets the stick right in front of Wright, and quite a change of direction. It probably changed direction about 1.5 feet. That puts Maine up on top 4-0 with a commanding lead. 6:56 to go in the second period.
Miguel Marquez showing why he's a third-round draft pick of the Nashville Predators with a tip like that to make it 4-0 for the Black Bears. They're looking for more. Jurasevich turns the one-timer. Langlois tipped a couple times. Wright makes a save. Loose out front. Sacco cleared the danger. Langlois out top. Jurasevich blocked. He'll chop it behind the net. As Vermont fails to clear again. It's behind Wright's net. Giroir picks it up. Giroir to Jurasevich. Komarov had his stick tied up behind the goal. Giroir collects. Jurasevich. Nadeau. That's off the outside of the goal. And another penalty comes against Vermont. This one for a hook.
Well, the more they struggle, the worse it gets for Vermont, and they're scrambling around in their own end. They're just completely frazzled.
Vermont, number 22, minor penalty for hooking.
Ethan Burrows takes the penalty, and Maine will once again be on the power play when we get back. 5:57 left in the second. Maine leads 4-0. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. Get an inside look at the Black Bear Athletics program at the Black Bear Coaches Show. Wednesday nights at 6 at the Sea Dog Brewing Company in Bangor. If you can't make it in person, tune in on the Black Bear Sports Network, the Black Bear Nation app, or goblackbears.com. And this game is brought to you in part by Dirigo Pines, where it's not like home, it is home. Dirigo Pines makes senior living simple. Start planning your retirement today by contacting Jenna Bean to schedule a visit. Maine won the puck back to Holt off the draw as Maine is back on the Versant power play. Versant Power, powering communities in northern and eastern Maine since 1924. The Black Bears 1 for 2 so far, scoring on their most recent thanks to Josh Nadeau. Brandon Holt from behind the goal. This is the top power play unit on for Maine with Holt, Scott, Friel, Nadeau, and Poirier. Friel looking to set up Poirier. Nadeau overskated it, and Henry gets it all the way down. Boya gives to Brandon Holt. Holtz can't do the delayed entry, would have been cut off, so Poirier brings it in, and he gets it taken away by Sambuco and cleared.
Yeah, smart play by Holt to recognize they want to do the delay entry, as most teams do, but it's not always there, and you have to look. And that time he did. He took what was available, got it in the zone.
Owen Fowler racing in, gives to Marcus. Good cross ice for Lipinski. Peterson. Lipinski fumbled it. He'll battle with Sambuco. It's still in the corner. Apparently it's in somebody's equipment. Looks like it's Sambuco's.
I think it's in his pants somewhere, or it was momentarily. Fishes that out of there and hands it to the linesman. So Maine will get a chance to reset in the offensive zone. Second unit out for them, their second power play unit. Lipinski with Charlie Russell and Owen Fowler.
So the draw to the left of Wright. Peterson. Rister, blocker save made by Aiden Wright. Russell across the slot. Fowler just couldn't get there. Fowler, Russell, Marcus is stopped, rebound, score! Fowler with the power play goal, and now Maine is up by 5.
Well, it all starts with a clean face-off win. Maine goes to work, gets into the corner, watches Fowler, turns around. Now he's going to try to get it to Lipinski, or Marcus, I should say. This is a glittering chance. But Aiden Wright's not able to corral the rebound, and like a good goal scorer should, Owen Fowler follows the shot to the net and gets rewarded because it's just laying there, and all he's got to do is tap it in. And Maine takes a commanding 5-0 lead with their second power play goal of the evening.
Maine has opened the floodgates in the second period, up 1-0 after 1 and outshot 12-9. Well, second period, 5 goals so far for Maine on a total of 12 shots.
Yeah, I mean, it's no longer is Vermont leading the shot total. Maine has really accelerated their shot volume in the second period.
And we've got a new goalie in for Vermont.
Yeah, this is Mangbo, Axel Mangbo, excuse me, and Aiden Wright got victimized.
Breakaway chance maybe for Vermont. Langlois, the good back check to prevent it from Mateo Michaels. As now Wright given the rest of the night off. Second game in a row that he has not finished. He was also pulled fairly late in the third period after giving up 5 to Boston College at home on Saturday, allowing Mangbo to play the last 7 or so minutes of that game. He'll get a bigger skate out this time, though. With the puck now is Coughlin. Mangbo was the regular starter for Vermont last season as a sophomore. Put up some decent numbers last year, and now Boya with a glove save on that shot from Cedric Guindon.
Yeah, and Wright had decent numbers coming into the game. His save percentage, his goals against average, but that's going to get inflated here tonight, that's for sure. And got victimized by the volume of opportunities that Vermont has given up in the second period, and Maine very opportunistic, taking advantage of what's there. And it really helps to execute on the power play, and that's great to see because Maine really needs to get that in order. Their numbers are really pedestrian in the early part of the season. Power play percentage, penalty killing, and so tonight they're so far 2 for 3 on the power play.
Vermont looking to go to work. Harrington at the right point, wanted a shooting lane. Sholey shut that down. Cleared back ahead by Maine. And now Good fires wide of the goal as he enters the zone on the right wing. Chabrier overskated. And it's Good back for the shot that misses by Forgione. That one whistles wide again from Harrington this time. Sacco to Sinclair, worked it out front. Pass broken up, but a penalty called against Maine.
Yeah, this will be a slashing call. I think Fowler's going to get it. He's pointing at Fowler. Fowler's just
Maine number 14,
bench,
minor penalty for slashing.
He says 14, so that's Sholey.
Okay. All right, so Vermont will get their second power play opportunity. Chance to try to close the gap. Their power play proficiency has not been very good this season, something in the 13-ish percentage range. Although Maine is below their standard in the penalty kill, something in the mid-70s, I believe. And so, chance for Maine to work on the other side of special teams.
And a big moment here in the game for Vermont. They'd love to get something on the board before the end of the period here and take any kind of momentum they can into the third period. But Maine able to clear the zone. Kessler goes back to get it. Colin Kessler, he's Vermont's leading scorer so far this season, although he has no goals. He's the scoring leader with 5 assists for 5 points. Kessler, an All Hockey East selection, All Hockey East rookie team selection last year. Taken away, and Maine looking to come out shorthanded. They do have numbers. Max Scott. That one fumbled away, and now it's Vermont the other way. Harrington drops it off for Kessler. Centering feed. Maine was back. Jurasevich breaks it up. Wismer regathers. The one-timer by Harrington. Fanned on it, and it missed the net. Back to Wismer. Kessler. They get it down low, and a penalty here for interference.
Yeah, it's going to be an offensive penalty, I believe, because Vermont had the puck. There's Guidon down there. Yeah, this is going to be against Vermont. And this is going to be
Vermont number
Xavier
10,
Henry
2 minutes interference.
For interference on one of the Maine defenders in front. So that'll even it up.
That's Max Strand in the box. 10 instead of 20
Oh,
as
okay.
we'll take a look here.
Yeah, so watch. Well, it already happened. And, you know, it maybe chopped the stick out of the hands of the defender. Same thing, that's interference. So, an unforced error by Vermont evens this up. It'll be 4-on-4 for 55 seconds, and then Maine will get an abbreviated power play, and that'll be their 4th in the night.
Sebastian Tornquist to Charlie Kinsman. Racing up ice with it, Mateo Michaels. Looking for Sinclair in the middle. Maine's going to come the other way. Owen Fowler, he's the latest goal scorer. That's offside, though, as the puck checked up at the blue line and pulled Peterson offside. Another 47 seconds to play in the second period. Maine has scored 4 times here in the middle frame. 2 of them on the power play, 2 at even strength.
Well, coming into the weekend, I was on Rich Kimball's show, and I was talking about, you know, what he asked me what I expected, and I thought this would be a game where Maine could get their game back in order, and that has certainly been the case tonight. A lot to like about the effort, the structure defensively, the relentless pressure for checking, and that you get the results, the finish around the net. All aspects of the game firing on all cylinders here tonight for the Black Bears.
And now Maine is on the power play, brought to you by Versant Power. Just 9 seconds left in the period, though. It's Marcus Poirier. That one missed.
Missile.
And not quite enough time for a second shot, but Maine will carry over 46 seconds of power play time into the third as the Black Bears absolutely exploded offensively in that second period.
Oh, they sure did. They piggybacked off the great job, of Langlois getting pucks to the net. He got the second goal, and then Maine went to work on the power play. He had the goal by Josh. And then they fed off that. They got into the flow offensively. It carried over to 5-on-5, and Maine just kept the winning ways going all period long, and they'll get a chance to have a shortened power play as the period starts for period 3.
Allison Willette is ice side right now with one of Maine's goal scorers in that second period, Josh Nadeau.
Thanks, Jeff. Now, Josh, you're up by 5. You had a bit of scoring run there in the end. What's been working so far for your team?
I think just playing simple. In the first, we're trying to make plays, little details were off, and just putting pucks on net and going on that hard.
Now, congratulations on Hockey East Player of the Week. You got a hat trick last weekend. Talk to me about that achievement and what it means with a group like this.
It means a lot. We have a lot of good guys. We're a family in there, and doing it with them is a good feeling.
Now, in terms of strategy and gameplay, how do you hope to finish this game out?
Keep playing like we did in the second. We were playing hard, and I don't think they can do anything against their forecheck, so yeah.
Thanks, Josh. Good luck rest of the game. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Allison. As the Maine Black Bears have a 5-0 lead through 40 minutes at Alfond Arena. We'll have our Bangor Savings Bank second intermission report next. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. ESPN+, it's the Maine Black Bears 5 And the Vermont Catamounts nothing after 2 periods at Alphon Arena. This is your Bangor Savings Bank intermission report. At Bangor Savings Bank, you matter more. We're here to support your goals, your journey, and what matters most to you. Visit Bangor.com or stop by to experience banking with heart. Bangor Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Welcome in again to our Twin City Tire and Service broadcast booth. I am Jeff Mannix. Mike Toole is alongside me. Boy, oh boy, did the Black Bears really open up a can of offense in that second period.
Yeah, their offense really got rolling, and Vermont, the more they struggled, it was like they're in quicksand, the worse it got for them. But Maine really applied the pressure, and they were relentless in the second period and capitalized on all their chances, and it was an impressive showing for the Maine Black Bears in the second period.
Well, let's take a look at those second period highlights. 4 goals to come here for the Maine Black Bears in this middle frame.
Yeah, it was a barrage. There's Miguel Marquez out to the middle of the ice. This is Langlois. He just wires this through. Aiden Wright never saw this puck, because Maine had good layers in front of him and providing the screen. And there's another look at it. As you see, Wright's reaction was he just didn't move till it was past him. So, that was kind of the way it went. And this Jens Richards gets in behind the defense. So when it has broken down, Alvin Boya has been there to shut the door. A couple of chances there. There's Guidon in a quality scoring area, but again, Alvin Boya is true to the test. And then Maine goes to work. Poirier in beautiful scoring position, but he's not able to get it through. He gets blocked by the defense. Maine's down low, comes out high. This is Josh on the power play. He comes down from his right point position. We talked about how he's the quarterback on the power play many times. Sometimes works off the half wall, sometimes from the blue line. That time he came in from the blue line and fires a missile past Aiden Wright, and then Maine goes right back to work. This is the shot by Usero that gets redirected by Marcus. And as we look at it from above, watch the change of direction as Marcus comes into your screen from the left side and just gets his stick on it and just chips this thing past Aiden Wright. And that's how his night went. Aiden Wright was sent to the showers right after that. This was the play by Owen Fowler on the puck retrieval in the right wing corner. Here's another look at it. He gets the puck, throws it to the net front. Now there's all kinds of confusion in the coverage. Marcus gets the shot away. The puck is not cleaned up, and as a good goal scorer would do, he follows his pass. That's Owen Fowler, follows the pass to the front and is rewarded with a puck that's just laying there, and all he's got to do is jam it home.
Yeah, beautiful period there for the Maine Black Bears, without a doubt. Here's the stats through 2. So that shot total is 13 for Maine in the second period to 5 for Vermont, after Vermont had a 12-9 lead after 1.
Crazy, and look at the attempted shots. This is like what we're used to seeing. They're really starting to pile up, and Maine poured 59 shot attempts in the 2 periods, and if you equate that to over 3, if that continues on, we're going to see maybe the most shot attempts, or as many as we've seen in a Maine game for quite some time.
So the Maine Black Bears have a 5-0 lead through 2 periods on home ice as they look to get back in the win column after a loss at UMass a week ago tonight. We'll come back. John Shields sits down for an interview with Northeast Delta Dental. It's middays, or pardon me, this is Hockey East on ESPN+.
Welcome back to the Black Bear Sports Network. Hi, I'm John Shields, joined by Tom Raffio, President and CEO of Northeast Delta Dental. Tom, thank you so much for spending some time with us today. Let's start with, can you tell us about Northeast Delta Dental, what you'd like everyone to know?
Sure. We're the largest provider of dental benefits in Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont, and we believe it's our duty to give back to our community. Our mission has been and always will be to advance both the dental health and overall wellness of our customers and the communities we serve.
Why is mental health awareness such an important part of Northeast Delta Dental, what you do, especially here in Maine?
Sure. Taking care of your mental health is as important as taking care of your oral health. One way we serve the Maine community is to share the overwhelming research linking good oral health to overall health, and that includes mental health. We also think it's important to support causes and organizations committed to eliminating the stigma sometimes associated with mental illness, and to providing citizens with the ability to identify signs of depression and the knowledge to share resources. Supporting this mental health night at the hockey game is just one example of this.
Northeast Delta Dental is heavily involved in the community. What drives the organization to invest so much in the community?
We believe that in order to be good, you must do good. We have seen a direct correlation between our philanthropic efforts and our success as a business, whether it's supporting an in-school dental health program in Machias or helping to finance a dental hygienist program at the University of Maine. We want to contribute to the well-being of the community that we live and work in.
Tom, last message you want to leave with our fans watching tonight?
Well, just like oral health, there's a crucial connection between good mental health and overall health and wellness. You can't have one without the other. As a community, we must work together to reduce stigma and encourage others to seek help and foster a supportive environment for recovery and well-being.
President and CEO of Northeast Delta Dental, Tom Raffio, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Hockey East on ESPN+. We're about to begin the third period. Maine leads Vermont by a score of 5-0. Let's take a quick look around Hockey East, presented by Citgo. Citgo top-tier tri-clean gasoline gets you where you're going. When you start with Citgo, you're good to go. There's a look at all the scores. BC and UMass are after 2. Everything else is in the third period. I'll admit to being a little surprised to seeing UMass lulled down by 5 at Union.
That is a little surprising for sure.
So here we go for the third period. It is the third period opening face-off presented by Maine Trailer, the official trailer and storage container company of the Black Bears. And Maine continuing on the Versant power play. Versant Power powering Maine's in northern, or powering communities in northern and eastern Maine since 1924. Maine looking for its third power play goal of the night. Still just 10 seconds or so to get it. Josh Nadeau behind the goal, looking to pop it free for Poirier. Friel to Holt. Holt waits as Strand is released from the penalty box. And now Vermont able to gain possession, and they'll come out with it. Good with the puck. Strand cutting to the goal, and it's broken up. That time by Josh Nadeau. Great play. Kinsman, it's gloved by Boya, and he's got a little slash at the Vermont player set up in front of him, Zach Filak.
We spent so much time talking about Josh Nadeau's offensive capabilities. Watch the defense as he lays down his stick, prevents that puck from getting across. This is the end of that play. Subsequent to that, but right before that, Josh Nadeau was the only defender back other than Albin Boya. Could have been a nice cross-ice pass across the x-axis of the offensive zone for Vermont, but Josh prevents that puck from getting across. He's a very underrated defensive player, and his cleverness extends not just from offense, but his ability and willingness to make defensive plays.
Strand with the tight angle shot that Boya shrugs off. Strand again. He's the last player to score for Vermont, and he almost does there too. Boya kept it out. Boya keeps it out again on Wismer.
Well, Maine has so many defenders in front, you just can't get that puck through. I think it hit a defender on the way through.
Another save by Boya as Maine looks to come out. Sholey races into the zone. He'll shoot it. Mangbo with the left pad save. Turned over. Calafieri just missed. Blind pass right into the path of Calafieri there by a Vermont defender.
Well, all set up by the puck retrieval by Owen Fowler. We talked about it before on the goal. He's just so good at hounding pucks. That time he finds it in the middle of the ice, gets it over to Calafieri for the one-timer. Just a bomb. Unfortunately, went wide of the net.
Knocked down by Komarov. Would have been a hand pass, though, so Maine lets Vermont handle. Albin Boya behind his goal, backhanded it. Boards were sealed up, though, by Richards, or by Michaels, rather. And back to get it, Harrington for Vermont. Now Jens Richards fell as his skate kind of tripped him as he hit the kick plate.
Caught a toe pick, maybe.
Yeah. It happens even in hockey skates sometimes. With the puck here for Maine, and being knocked down was Friel. Jurasevich got it to the net. Mangbo stops it and finds the rebound.
Yeah, Mangbo doing battle in front with Sebastian Tornquist. Fighting for body position, and that loose puck, he's looking for that, and they get the puck out to the point, and watch as Komarov is doing battle with Tornquist. He actually wins the body position battle, that the puck is not available to him. I like the way the Maine is not letting up. You have to play this third period just the same way you've been playing the second period, because what you do in the third period very often carries over into the next night.
Josh Nadeau tried at that, hit Lipinski in front and trickled wide. Lipinski continues to dig for it along the boards. Jurasevich put it into the middle of the slot. The only player there was Henry of Vermont. Played in, Boya. Around on his backhand for Lipinski. Jurasevich. Pass ahead, and Nadeau touches it into the zone. Poirier on the chase. Sambuco shoots it in as Agutter behind the net. Now Good is there. Sent around, and we've got a whistle as the puck ends up out of play. As Maine with the 5-0 advantage.
Looking over at Ben Barr, and he's admonishing his players. They just keep going, keep the pressure on. Don't let up for just for a second, because of the carryover effect. And you know, you just don't want bad habits to creep back into your game. You're doing so many things right once you get through that first period, really the first 5 or 6 minutes, which was all Vermont. Ever since then, Maine has been applying the pressure more and more, and the second period was probably the most offensive output we've seen of this Black Bear team so far this year. And just all those good habits that you just keep repeating over and over.
Coming out for Vermont is Wismer. He gains the red line, flips it in. That stayed in the corner there on the entry door of the main tunnel. Russell weaves in, lost the puck though, but it's given away. Giroir just missed.
Good job to pull that puck out of the air with a hand, put it right down, get yourself into a scoring position right away. Good work by Giroir. We've talked about him all period, or all season long, I should say, and just the energy that he brings.
Harrington's attempt is blocked by Calafieri out to center. Sebastian Tornquist. Caden Harrington. Tornquist. Kessler. He dropped it back.
Have we seen Philip Tornquist come back? I haven't seen 4.
Nope, we have not.
Looked like he was in a lot of pain, so he's probably done for the night.
And he's not on the bench either.
That hurts. I mean, you could see their defense sort of sagging and being less effective after he left the game.
Yeah, I think Maine scored all but one of those second period goals after that injury.
Yeah.
Kinsman back to retrieve the puck and give to Xavier Henry. In with it now is Mateo Michaels, and another save by Albin Boya. His confidence seems to be growing.
Wrist shot from distance, fading to his right, top of the right wing circle. Good low hard shot. Boya drops into that butterfly as you get another look at it. Boya sees this one all the way. There's no traffic in front, and oftentimes we talk about, you know, players waiting for that traffic to set up before you throw it on net like that. That was a purposeful shot designed to go off the pads, hoping somebody could get a rebound, but there's nobody there.
Boya with another save on that quick turn and fire by Ethan Burrows. Come to you from the Twin City Tire and Service broadcast booth. Need tires or auto service? Head to Twin City Tire and Service on Wilson Street in Brewer. Online at twincitytireme.com or call 207-989-TIRE. Lifted in by Friel. Wismer gets to it first. Sacco is just able to get it out. Jurasevich accepts the pass on the backhand and shoots in. Mengbo. Jurasevich chops a Vermont man down. No call, though.
Well, you know, if you're Vermont, you know, you want something positive to happen in the third period, so you've got a reason to believe that you can skate with the Maine Black Bears tomorrow night. And so they're really going to be scrapping to try to close this gap a little bit. Maine's just trying to do the things that got them to where they are, but Vermont is looking for some glimmer of hope here in the third period that could potentially carry over to tomorrow night.
Chabrier, and now Coughlin looking for a tip. He got it, but it was too high off the stick of Poirier. We've got a break in the action. 13-16 to go in the third. It's 5-0 Maine. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. Hockey East on ESPN+. Today's game is brought to you in part by UniFirst, proud supplier of uniforms to the University of Maine and businesses throughout the state for over 50 years. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration is a local family-owned company that has been serving Maine communities for over 40 years, voted Bangor's best cleaning and restoration company since 2015. And tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Oakhurst Dairy. Kindness, goodness, Maineness. Learn more at oakhurstdairy.com. Chabrier gets the pass from Coughlin. Sent around by Russell. Scott chases. D to D there from Forgione attempting to get it to Harrington. And now it is cleared by Sambuco. Maine able to get it back into the offensive end. Poirier almost able to grab it in the right circle. Good is able to turn it out. Sinclair to Sambuco, trying to skate through a couple Black Bears. Sambuco, Coughlin pins him against the boards. Sinclair looking for Strand, broken up by Chabrier. Sinclair back with the puck, taken away by Scott. Russell shielding it. Chabrier behind the goal line as Vermont's pressure peels back. Lucas Peterson now as Maine will change out. No press coming from Vermont. It's Holtz. He shoots it all the way around. Komarov after it. Gerrois lets it go to Peterson, and that one banked back out to center. Holt back around and in. Mengbo hands off to Henry. Sebastian Tornquist. The stick of Filak lifted for a moment. Back on it for the Catamounts is Colin Kessler. Kessler looking for Michaels. Looks like Steve Weidler is just trying to get any offensive combination that might work here. And now a penalty is coming against the first-year Zach Filak.
Well, all Calafieri does here is keep his feet moving. He forces Zelak to grab him. And I believe the call is going to be holding.
Vermont number 11, 2 minutes for holding.
And it is indeed holding. So Maine will get their 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth power play of the night. 2 for 4 so far. Watch the play by Komarov. Now it's just Calafieri feels the pressure. And he gets kind of hauled down from behind. Honestly, that's a little bit of a weak call if you ask me. But in Alpha Arena, we will take that, won't we?
The fans here certainly will, no doubt.
I'm just going to put my referee hat on for a second. It's a 5-0 game. This is just adding insult to injury. Could you have let that call go? I mean, it didn't look like it was a terrible hold to me, but I'm not reffing anymore, so I'm just second guessing from the broadcast booth.
The Maine Power Play is brought to you by Versant Power, powering communities in northern and eastern Maine since 1924. Maine's 2 for 4 so far. Peterson getting it back from Marcus. Peterson through traffic, just missed, but it's Dawson Good who picks up the carom and shoots all the way down. Dropped off to Fowler. He scored the most recent power play goal. Marcus across for Lipinski. Jaden Lipinski. Peterson. Lucas Peterson. Fowler for Russell. Lipinski reaches out for the rebound. Pokes it back to Fowler. Fowler trying to get away from the pressure. Fowler still with it. Got it to the front. Marcus. That one just missed. Make that Russell rather. Here's Fowler again. Marcus left circle. Miguel Marcus. He's got a goal tonight. Marcus to his forehand. Marcus behind the net. Peterson to the top of the slot. Marcus. Russell left it for Peterson. Fowler. Peterson gets through and is shoveled away by Mangbo. Fowler, 30 seconds on the power play. It's been the second unit out there the whole time. Peterson. Fowler. Peterson. Wrist shot blocked by Sambuco, and it's out of play.
Well, Vermont just can't get their guys off the ice. They can't clear the zone. They can't get possession of the puck to do so. These guys got to be exhausted because it has been virtually the whole time a minute 40, minute 39 into this power play. Most of that time has been spent in the offensive zone, and that is really taxing to have to defend and run around and make body contact and retrieve pucks and block shots. Good job by Vermont to do it, but Maine pretty much had their way. Great puck movement, distributing the puck. Everybody on the ice got a hand in touching it and moving it, and just not able to score just yet. But as I often say, it's an effective power play even though it was not productive.
Holt drops back for the carry in by Scott, who gets the return pass from Friel. Mangbo able to make that save. Penalty is over, so Maine officially 2 for 5 on the power play. Filak back out on the ice. Poirier to Nadeau. Josh Nadeau. Nadeau shoots it, save, rebound, score! Guess who? Justin Poirier has his 10th of the season, and Maine has a 6-goal lead.
Well, even strength, Maine just keeps driving to the net, and this is a great job by Josh. He doesn't panic with the puck, gets it to the net front, and as all good goal scorers do, they drive to the net on the off-wing side, drive to the far post. That's Justin Poirier, and he gets rewarded by the fact that the puck is just laying there for him. Now, Mangbo can't recover. He's made a big save, but he spit out a big rebound. The puck's bouncing, but Justin Poirier is able to get solid contact and send it short side. Mangbo just not able to recover in time.
Vermont is challenging the previous play for offside.
Yeah, we're going to get a review. Maybe the play was offside entering the zone. We're going to get a review and take a look at this. So maybe it gets called back. Hard to tell from our angle when it was live what was happening around the blue line. See it right there. Oh, yeah, that's going to be offside.
Yeah, with the skate in the air from Nadeau, yeah, that should make the play offside.
That's too bad. Yeah. Oh boy, that's close though.
That is very close.
Maybe
it has
not.
to be
Hold
both
on.
skates in the zone, and both are not.
All right.
This is going to be really tight.
Man. Whew. Too close to call. Glad I don't have to do it.
Yeah.
We can just second guess from up here like we always do. Like I always do. You don't, Jeff. You're too much of a gentleman, but I'm not above that sort of thing.
This review timeout is brought to you by the official jeweler of the Black Bears, Designs by Aaron, where Maine goes to get engaged. Jeff McCorkle and Trevor Disbennett, the linesmen tonight, are the ones who are, of course, making this call. And they are taking a long look at it,
That tells me that This may get reversed, but let's get another look at it. It's going to be hard to tell from this angle. The other angle, looking across the blue line, was the best one. So let's see if we can get a look at it that way. Boy.
Yeah, from that angle, it does look offside,
yeah, sure
but
does.
from the other one, it's really tough.
I think his skate is, yeah, right there. Yeah, this is offside. Sorry, Maine fans.
Not by much. Not by much at all.
About a half a puck width, not even.
Not even. Maybe 5% of a puck width.
Yeah.
McCorkle and Disbennett have now spent more than 2 minutes here looking at this play.
Yeah. I would think they would have enough visual evidence to make a quicker decision, but
yeah, and of course the standard on a review needs to be irrefutable evidence that the call on the ice was incorrect.
Yeah, of course. So, man, they're taking a long time.
That they appear to be, as Justin Poirier waiting to see if he's scored his 10th goal of the season.
Are they going to say that his back leg was behind the line, or
maybe?
It certainly wasn't down.
Definitely was not. Well, we've got the call now after about a 3-minute
After
review.
video replay, it's determined the play was onside. There's a good goal.
Okay, onside.
Vermont will lose their timeout.
So Vermont loses its timeout as a result of the challenge that does not go their way. And Justin Poirier does indeed get to keep his 10th goal of the season. This is Maine's 11th game this season. That's his first point tonight. Would you believe, Mike and fans at home, that the only 2 games that Justin Poirier hasn't registered at least a point are the 2 games that Maine didn't score a goal?
Yeah, it's crazy. But he's a pure goal scorer, and that one, you know, what made that play special was recognition and driving to the net. And you do that, you're going to get loose pucks and you're going to get some easy goals, which that one was for him. Didn't require a big shot or anything. But what made it was his willingness and ability to recognize and get to the net front and pick up that rebound. So good job by him, and he's been an offensive force all season long.
He's got the national lead for goals by a freshman so far this season. He's got the lead of all Hockey East players.
Well, I was going to say, there can't be too many, whether you're a freshman or upperclassman, there can't be many with more goals than 10 at this stage of the season, are there?
There's, I believe, J.J. Webush of Penn State is at 10 or 11 right now.
Right, but
there's not many.
That's
not
many,
true.
Yeah.
No.
What does McKenna have for Penn State?
He was at 3 last I checked.
Well,
most of his points were assists.
That's incredible.
Here's Wismer. He'll shoot that one wide of the net. Of course, Gavin McKenna is the Penn State player we're talking about, a freshman with the Nittany Lions, who is the expected #1 overall draft pick in the 2026 NHL draft. As Loic Usero, pardon me, that's Brandon Chabrier bringing it out from behind the net. Chabrier got it ahead here to Lipinski. As Friel looked to set up Nadeau, Kessler intercepted. Harrington flips it through center into the zone. Kessler was hoping for a little help, didn't have any, and Holtz takes it over. Lipinski is bumped off the puck by Guindon. Friel can't find the puck as he entered the zone, and Harrington back with it. Caden Harrington. Cross ice to Guindon. Tipped in on the backhand by Jens Richards. Game dull. Here comes Max Scott with Russell, 2-on-2. Russell looking to get it ahead to Scott. Couldn't make the connection. Sebastian Tornquist clears to the red line. Jurasevich back in. Mangbo steers aside. Poirier tracks down the puck. Coughlin to Jurasevich, who trips and falls. Russell still has the puck even though he was hit. Poirier shrugs off the check. And that's Forgione sending ahead, and Burrows clears ahead. 2-on-1 now for Vermont. That rings the crossbar and goes out of play on that chance that time for Jonah Agutter. And that brings us to another break in the action. Maine has added another goal. There's 5:25 to go. It's 6-0 Black Bears. This is Hockey East on ESPN+. This broadcast is brought to you in part by Down East Orthopedic Associates, the official orthopedic provider of the Black Bears. This game is brought to you in part by Pepper's Landing. Check out their lunch, dinner, and gluten-free menu at pepperslanding.com or stop by one of their 3 locations in Old Town, Brunswick, and Ogunquit. And Hammond Lumber is a 4th-generation family-owned company with 34 locations and over 1,200 employees across Maine and New Hampshire. For more information, stop in or visit them online at hammondlumber.com.
Jack Swismer, number 7, another defenseman for Vermont, went off for repairs, clutching his face with a towel, so they'll probably pick up some stitches there. So they're down another defenseman.
So down to 5 now from an original 7 that were on the game night roster tonight. Harrington, and now it's Holtz. Peterson and Komarov got a tip to the puck. Axel Mangbo gives to Caden Harrington. Sambuco to Forgione. Sacco tried to bring in, cut off at the blue line. Calafiri gets it in. Mangbo to Henry. Under 5 minutes to go. Vermont in danger of being kept off the scoreboard for a second straight game. Marcus to Yuzero. Loic Yuzero with some speed. He shoots it. Save Mangbo. Drop the rebound. Chabrier to the front. And it's good. As for the Catamounts, Sinclair's shot turned away by Boya. Scholey plays to the corner. Sinclair has it. Sebastian Tornquist and Marcus battling for the puck. Tornquist came away with it, but it's shot out by Scholey. Not enough on it for icing. As back to get it is Kessler. Colin Kessler. He'll get it himself. Kessler dropped it off. Boya makes the save on the one-timer by Burrows. Harrington missed the short side. Friel to Jurasevich. Langlois. Bumpered that ahead there to Lipinski. Great pass! And Nadeau scores to make it 7-0.
What a tremendous pass by Langlois off the left wing side. He puts it on the left side of Lipinski. He picks it up, fights off body contact, and finds Josh all alone on the doorstep. A forgotten soul just outside the blue paint as he arrives in time and just deposits this puck into the net. But a great pass by Langlois to get it to Lipinski, and then Lipinski, good job fighting off the body contact to get himself free, and lo and behold, there's Josh Nadeau standing on the doorstep for his second goal of the night.
Henry sends around, collected by Mateo Michaels. Jurasevich behind the goal. And it's Komarov flipping it back out to center. Again, it is Kinsman. Kinsman, again Henry. Strand, left it at the blue line. Komarov back in. Komarov behind the goal. 2:30 to go, and that time cannot tick away faster for Vermont. Komarov back out front. Strand able to get a hold of the puck. He goes down along with Fowler. Boya behind the goal. Gives to Lucas Peterson. Scholey fumbled it, but it finds Marcus. Holtz, wrister, save Mangbo, and Marcus just skated past the rebound. Sent down low, Vermont able to get it back to center. Richards to Sacco, and it's Richards again who loses it. Chopped at by Guindon. Guindon takes his man down, wins the puck back. Marcus intercepts, clears out Comley. 1:30 to go. Holtz, give it away. Sambuco blocked by Holt. And Holt takes it back around the kick plate. Harrington keeping it alive. Puck tied up in that corner. Burrows. Chabrier. Marcus. Komarov taken to the boards. We're into the last minute. Sebastian Tornquist. And it's Harrington shooting in. Collected by Maine. Poirier able to pitchfork it out. Colin Kessler racing back in, trying to get something on the board. Boya denies him and hangs on.
If you're the Maine Black Bears, it's so good to see Albin Boya confident. You see him on that shot. I know it hit him in the midsection, but look at his positioning. Top of the crease, confident. Now, of course, he doesn't have any options. Boya knows he's got to shoot it, so he can be aggressive out at the top of the crease, but he just looks so confident. Has been all night long, and if you're Maine, you're only going to go as far as your goaltender is going to carry you. And it's good to see him get his game back in order. Talked about his numbers aren't quite to his standard that we're used to seeing. Well, this is a step in the right direction here tonight.
15 seconds to go. One more rush for Vermont. They can't get it beyond the red line. Poirier swats it in. Time will run down. You can mark it 0 for Albin Boya, and you can mark it a 7 spot for the Maine Black Bears.
Well, after a slow start, where they relied on Albin Boya to keep him in the game till their offense got untracked and got going, Maine finally found their footing. They had the 1-goal lead after one, but they really opened it up in the second period. Just an incredible offensive output. Started with the score by Langlois, and then they went on the power play. They really got their offensive flow going on the power play. It carried over to 5-on-5 after that, and then just carried right over into the third period. And Maine just kind of skates away with it in the third, and you see the result. And there's so much to like about the way Maine fought through adversity. Now, Vermont is a tough team, and they battled and really dominated the first 6-7 minutes of this hockey game, but Maine stuck with their game plan, got back to what they've been good at, and especially in the second period. I mean, they really moved the puck smartly. They were really first on pucks, on puck retrieval, and then kept place alive in the offensive zone, got their goaltender moving around, and did a good job of getting bodies in front of him, because a couple of those goals Aiden Wright never saw. And so they just piled on in the third period.
Let's hear right now from Maine coach Ben Barr. He is with Allison Willett.
Thanks, Jeff. Coach, congratulations on the win. What came together to make this win possible tonight?
I mean, we got to the net a little better, scored some gritty goals. It wasn't a 7-0 game. Albin made some saves. Albin was really good. Our special teams were really good tonight. So it was, I think there's still some things we can do better.
Now you're getting deeper into Hockey East play. Many of your opponents also have young rosters. What sets your team apart?
I mean, it's any given night, I guess. What set us apart tonight set us back last weekend. So, our challenge will be, can we come out and play even better tomorrow, because obviously they'll be better.
Yeah, UVM's going to come out firing again tomorrow night. How do you keep this momentum going? What can you work on?
We just have to do all the little things right, and when you get up by a couple goals, it's easy to kind of start playing loose, and I thought we did that at times. Alvin bailed us out, giving up 2-on-1s in the third period for no reason. I mean, that kind of stuff is, there's still some things we can do better, but, obviously any win is a good win.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck tomorrow night. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Allison, as we are in our Bangor Savings Bank post-game show. Bangor Savings Bank, you matter more. We're here to support your goals, your journey, and what matters most to you. Visit Bangor.com or stop by to experience banking with heart. Bangor Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. We can also let you know this game was brought to you in part by Buffalo Wild Wings. The Maine-New Hampshire border battle presented by Buffalo Wild Wings is the hottest rivalry in college sports. Visit GoBlackBears.com/border battle for updates and special offers all season long. Buffalo Wild Wings, Wings Beer Sports. Northeast Driving School, the #1 driving school in the greater Bangor area. Online at bangor-driving-school.com. Martin Surplus and Salvage with 13 locations throughout Maine. You'll never have to say I should have bought it when I saw it at Martin's. And this game is brought to you in part by the Fitch Company, Electrical and Control Systems Engineering, and a proud partner of the University of Maine Black Bears. And, there were a lot of goals to talk about here tonight.
Sure
and, Maine, this was as good a performance as they, I'm sure, wanted after being shut out a week ago tonight.
Yeah, this is an offensive outburst after a disappointing night, second night at UMass last week. This is exactly what Maine needed to get their game back in order. They got rewarded for doing a lot of things right, especially in the second period. They battled through the adversity that was put upon them in the early going of the hockey game by Vermont, and just kept the pedal to the metal all the way through the second and into the third period, never let up. And this is what we saw against BU a few weeks ago. The energy level, the puck retrieval, first on pucks, winning puck battles, and then, finding the open guy and just keeping plays alive in the offensive zone. And Vermont really just got running around in their own end, and Maine made them pay time and time again. It was very, very rewarding to watch. And, the question is going to be, can you apply that same energy level and compete level and all the things that they did right tonight? Can you turn around and do that tomorrow night? That'll be the test, because it's not enough to win one night. It's so hard to win 2 nights in a row in this league, and it's going to be a test if they can turn right back around and do the same tomorrow night, but we'll see.
Yeah, Maine now actually in their last 3 games here at Alfond Arena, the 2 games at BU and this one, they've scored 20 goals over those 3 games.
Incredible, and we were kind of wondering what this team was going to be like with so many young faces. And the other thing to take out of this is the balanced scoring. They're getting production all over the lineup. It isn't just like a couple of years ago it was Josh and Bradley and everyone else. And last year was a little better in terms of balanced scoring, but this group is it's coming from the defense, from guys like Langlois. It's coming from guys like Usero, who got the good shot on goal that got redirected. It's coming from Marcus. It's coming from Poirier. We know that, and everybody's contributing, and that makes you hard to play against.
Certainly does. Vermont, meanwhile, now has been outscored 12-0 in their last 2 games, and Steve Weidler will be looking for some answers before tomorrow night.
Yeah, I would think so. It's not, what do you do as a coach? You just try to keep guys as positive as you can and just keep working hard and look for little moral victories. Although, that doesn't get you much. But when you're struggling to find your game, which apparently Vermont is, I think you can grab onto any positive and try to build on it. Not a lot positive coming out of this game for Vermont other than the way they started, and that was one of the things that I talked about at the beginning of the show. One of the keys was Maine needed to start fast. Well, they didn't, and it's okay if you don't start fast. If your goaltender's on his game, which Boya certainly was tonight, and he held the fort until Maine found their game offensively, and they just kept applying the pressure, and one thing led to another, and next thing you know, it's 7-0.
29 save shutout for Albin Boya tonight, his second of the season. Maine improves to 7-3-1, 4-1-0 in Hockey East. Vermont is 3-6-0 and 1-4 in Hockey East. These two teams will rematch again tomorrow night. It'll be a little bit of a later start tomorrow night, 7:30 for the puck drop. Please be here with us once again on ESPN+. Now for everybody behind the scenes, Ryan and Marissa and everyone else, as well as Allison Willett and my broadcast partner Mike Toole, I'm Jeff Mannix. The Maine Black Bears defeat the Vermont Catamounts 7-0 in Game 1 of this 2-game Hockey East set. Thanks for watching it on Hockey East on ESPN+.